Hello, welcome to a Space Harrier on the Commodore 64. It's a conversion of a famous Sega coin-op from 1985. The 64 version came out in 86 and was programmed by Chris Butler, but I think even he wasn't 100% happy with it. I think he was a bit pushed for time to finish it. But, let's have a look at it. Yeah. Well, actually, I've got to be honest. I think it moves pretty well, considering. I think it's quite, you know, there's a lot of colour on screen. I think where it falls down is just it doesn't have the checkerboard effect on the ground, which really sort of really sells the speed of it. I think, and without that, it looks a bit odd. But otherwise, the movement of the scenery is fine, I think. Okay, the movement of the aliens is a bit jerky, but it's because it's all done in character, basically just character sprites. So there's no. I don't think there's any sort of hardware sprites involved, apart from the main sprite, the main player. I think the thing that lets the game down is really the music, which it's not really that great. It's okay, but it could have been done better, I think. I think the boss music's okay, but then game music starts to get a bit irritating after a while. And the sound of the player falling it gets very annoying very fast. And initially, most of the levels seem fairly faithful to the coin-op, but after the first couple of levels, we do start to deviate from the coin-op. I think once we get to a little bit level 8 or 9, that's all the levels there are really. It just wraps round with you know, different colour schemes. Or there are in fact no more levels, and there is no end to the game, and there is no bonus stage where you rig the dragon. So it's a little half-baked from that point of view. It definitely feels unfinished. I think what's here is not actually that bad. I think it's, you know, it's a playable enough game. It's done reasonably well, I think, as well as it probably could have been on the 64. Although if you played Cosmic Cosby, you know that it is possible to have a checkerboard effects on the ground, but then Cosmic Cosby isn't shunting around as you know, otherwise it's not shunting around as much graphic data as this game is. And it's clearly shunting around a lot of data. You know, so I mean, the speed is quite impressive considering, I think. And it's as smooth as it could be. But I mean, if you play the arcade version, then this level has the checkerboard effect in the top and bottom of the screen, and it's really immersive. But here it's just open space, and you know, it doesn't really feel the same. I think the definition of the various aliens and the background graphics, it's all recognisable from the coin-op. I think it's maybe a bit unfairly criticised, considering the amount of hardware that's in the coin-op compared to, you know, the Commodore 64. I think what Chris Butler achieved here, you know, is not to be sniffed at, really. think maybe the animation of the bloke on the ground running on the ground is a bit silly, but it's not something he does that often. And the gameplay is not brilliant, but then it wasn't brilliant in the coin-op either. It's, you know, it plays not that different from the coin-op, to be honest. And any fault you can level in the gameplay, I think you have to level at the coin-op as well. It is just basically a massive graphics thrown at you. And, well, that's what this is. Okay, they might not be as impressive as the coin-op, visually, but the gameplay is near identical. Right, so that's Space Harrier for you. Graphics are alright. They move as well as they could. Unfortunately, no checkerboard effects in the grounds. The sound effects are not great. Music's passable, but could be better. I'd say the gameplay is pretty similar to the coin-op, to be honest. So what do I rate this? Well, it's certainly not one of Chris Butler's better games, but then it's one of his other games. So I think I would rate this. I'll rate this 4.5 out of 10. I think, which I think is a fair score. I mean, it's just a fairly average game, to be honest. So could have been done better, but not much better, I think. So yeah, considering what it's running on, you know, it's a miracle it's even here, to be honest. I think 4.5 out of 10 is a fair score. That's all for this video.